Let's be brutally honest. She didn't leave because she stopped caring. She left because she thought she could do better. She believed the grass would be greener, that her options were endless, that you'd always be waiting, hurt, confused, and hoping. But here's the truth. Most men never hear. The moment you stop chasing her, the moment you become the man who no longer needs her validation, something inside her breaks. That illusion of power she had over you, it begins to crumble. When a woman walks away, she doesn't just walk out of your life. She walks into a psychological maze where curiosity, ego, and emotion start to fight for control. At first, she feels empowered. She tells herself she's free, that she's finally choosing herself. But time has a cruel way of testing decisions. Days turn to weeks. Weeks turn to quiet nights with her phone in her hand, scrolling through memories she swore she'd erased. And when she realizes that you're not watching her stories, not liking her posts, not trying to prove your worth anymore, panic sets in. See, women are wired differently than men. You feel loss in silence, she feels it in waves. You analyze, she feels. And when you detach, when you no longer orbit around her, her mind starts replaying the version of you she lost. Not the one who begged, not the one who tried to convince her, but the one who used to lead. The one who had direction, the one who was once untouchable. That's the man she starts to miss. It's not about revenge. It's not about making her regret. It's about reminding her, through your silence, through your evolution, that she lost something real. And that realization doesn't hit instantly. It builds slowly, like a haunting echo she can't silence. You see, a woman's greatest fear isn't losing a man. It's losing a man who became better without her, a man who no longer needs her to feel powerful. So when you pull back, when you go inward and focus on your growth, she begins to question herself. Did I misjudge him? Did I walk away too soon? That doubt becomes her new obsession, and eventually, curiosity turns into contact. She checks your page, she asks mutual friends about you, she leaves that subtle, "Hey, how have you been?" text. Not because she suddenly found clarity, but because she feels the imbalance. You must understand, attraction is not built in presence, it's reborn in absence. She will not miss you when you're available. She will only miss you when your energy becomes scarce, when your silence speaks louder than her ego, when you stop trying to prove your worth and start living like a man who knows it. So don't chase, don't post for her, don't talk about her, just disappear from her emotional world. Let her wonder where your attention went. Let her imagine you moving on, smiling again, being desired again. Because when she finally realizes that she's no longer the center of your universe, that's when the pull begins. Not because you manipulated her, but because your silence triggered the one emotion she can't escape. Curiosity. That's the psychological seed that makes her come back 100%. Not because she suddenly became self-aware, but because she feels the loss of your energy more than she expected. Now tell me this. When she finally comes back, when that message finally appears on your screen, will you answer it from the same man she left or the man you've now become? Comment your answer below, and if this opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. Let's go deeper. Because the real reason she'll come back isn't the silence alone, it's what that silence creates inside her. You see, every woman builds a mental hierarchy of the men she's known. It's not always about looks or money, it's about emotional impact. And when a man once had her heart, once made her feel safe, seen, and desired, he holds a place in her psychology that no one else can fill. But when she leaves, she convinces herself she can replace that feeling. She steps into the world telling herself, I can do better. At first, it feels exciting, new faces, new attention, new validation. But over time, something strange happens. Every man she meets reminds her of what she lost, not because they're bad men, but because they're not you. They don't carry that same emotional signature, that grounded energy, that mix of strength and calm that once made her feel safe. She starts comparing, quietly, subconsciously, endlessly. And in those comparisons, you begin to haunt her. not through messages or posts, but through the emptiness she feels when someone else fails to reach her the way you once did. That's the moment she begins to remember, not just who you were, but how she felt around you. And the more she remembers, the more that false sense of freedom turns into quiet regret. See, women often test love by distance. They don't always leave because they hate you. They leave to see if your absence hurts them, to see if their heart still reacts. And when you don't chase, when you let her drift into that silence, she's forced to face herself. The mirror stops lying. The illusion that she's moved on fades, and the questions begin to eat at her. Why isn't he reaching out? Has he really moved on? Is he seeing someone else? That's when curiosity becomes fear. Not fear of losing you, fear of realizing you no longer need her. And that hits deeper than anything you could ever say. Because to a woman, the man who doesn't chase her after loving her deeply is not cold. He's strong. He's centered. He's unpredictable in the most magnetic way. And this is where 99% of men fail. They break their silence too soon. They respond to the bait, the story view, the random text, the memory she accidentally brings up. But understand this, her first reach isn't reconciliation, it's reconnaissance. She's checking your emotional temperature. She wants to see if she still has power over you. If you reply too eagerly, you confirm her belief. You were waiting. But if you remain calm, short, mysterious, if your energy feels detached yet confident, you flip the dynamic. Suddenly, she feels like the one who lost control. And that's when she begins to chase again. Not because she wants the old version of you, but because she senses a new energy, a man who has evolved beyond her emotional reach. That's when she'll reappear. Maybe she'll send a memory, maybe an innocent question, maybe even act like nothing happened. But beneath that calm message is a storm of emotion. She's testing the waters of your transformation. And how you respond determines everything. So let me ask you this. When that moment comes, when she tries to re-enter your life like nothing happened, will you be ready to handle her from power, or will you fall into old habits that made her leave? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this message hit you hard, hit like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs to reclaim his peace. There's a moment every man feels but can't explain, the shift. The silence has settled, the pain has dulled, and for the first time in months, you're not thinking about her. That's when it happens. That's when she feels it. That invisible string between you tightens, and suddenly she starts to remember everything she buried under her pride. It starts small, a random song, a place you once went together, a smell that takes her back. She brushes it off at first, tells herself it's nothing, but those little triggers start stacking up. And late at night, when her world gets quiet, when no one's texting her, when the attention fades, her mind drifts back to you. Not the breakup version of you, the real you, the one who used to hold her when she was falling apart, the one who looked at her in a way no one else could. The one who made her feel safe in a world that only pretends to care. And the more she remembers, the heavier that regret becomes. Because what most women won't admit is this. They don't start missing you when you leave. They start missing you when they realize you're not coming back. When they can feel that your energy is gone for good, that's when panic sets in. That's when she starts stalking your social media, asking mutual friends about you, even checking your old messages just to feel close to something she destroyed. But here's the part most men don't understand. When she reaches out again, it won't look emotional. She'll hide it behind logic. Maybe she'll say she just wanted to see how you're doing, or that she found something that reminded her of you. She won't confess that she misses you. That would mean admitting she lost control. But every word, every message, every excuse is her subconscious fighting her pride. And that's why your response matters more than ever. Because if you reply with neediness, if you show her that the door was never really closed, she'll feel safe again. And when she feels safe, she'll disappear again. But if your energy is calm, firm, and unbothered, if she senses that you've changed, you awaken something she can't fight: respect. Women don't fall back in love because you said the right words. They fall back because they can feel the difference in your energy. The man she left was emotional, reactive, desperate to prove his worth. The man you've become moves with quiet confidence. You've stopped chasing and started choosing. That's what draws her back, not the old memories, but the mystery of your evolution. And that's where the regret hits her hardest. Because now, she's no longer sure if she can get you back. She sees the way other people respond to you, the new energy, the new peace. She wonders if someone else has your attention now. That uncertainty drives her insane, because for the first time, she's the one who doesn't feel secure. That's how the tables turn, slowly, subtly, powerfully. And in that moment, she'll do something you never expected. She'll start chasing you again. But remember, just because she comes back doesn't mean you should take her back. Her return isn't proof of love, it's proof of awareness. Awareness that she lost a man who grew stronger in her absence. So when she does come back, ask yourself this: has she changed, or is she just reacting to your strength? Because not every return deserves a welcome. Some just deserve closure. Now tell me this: if she texted you tonight saying she misses you, would you let her back in, or would you protect your peace? Comment below, and if this message woke something in you, hit like, subscribe, and share this with a brother who needs to hear it. When she finally comes back, it won't look like a movie. There won't be tears, long speeches, or perfect timing. It'll be subtle, careful, almost hesitant. She'll test the waters first because she knows deep down she's the one who walked away. She'll send that innocent message. She'll like an old post. She'll appear in your life as if she never left. But beneath that casual surface, she's terrified. Terrified that you've moved on. Terrified that you've stopped loving her. Terrified that you've become the kind of man she always dreamed of, but no longer has access to. And this is the moment most men lose everything they built, because when she comes back, your emotions will rise. The memories, the warmth, the what-ifs, all of it floods in at once. You'll want to believe it's different this time. You'll want to believe she's realized your value, but you have to stay grounded, because this is not the same woman who left, and you are not the same man she remembers. When she returns, it's your test, not hers. The test of whether you can stand in your new power. You've spent months building silence, strength, and self-respect. Don't throw it away for comfort. Comfort is what made you weak before. Comfort is what made her lose attraction. What keeps her drawn now is your mystery, your discipline, your calm. Women are emotional creatures. They sense shifts in energy faster than words. If she feels you're still the same man who would drop everything for her, she'll lose interest again. But if she senses restraint, calmness, and quiet confidence, if she feels you're not trying to prove anything, she'll lean closer. Because your self-control is magnetic. It tells her you've evolved past the version of yourself she could manipulate. This is how you regain dominance in the dynamic, by not reacting, by letting her wonder, by being kind but firm, polite but distant. When she feels your boundaries, she respects you. When she sees you have options, she values you. And when she senses that her absence didn't break you, it redefines you in her mind. You become the man she feared losing, not the one she assumed would wait. And that's when she'll open up. She'll start confessing things she never said before. She'll tell you she's been thinking about you, that she regrets how things ended, that she needed time to figure herself out. Don't fall for the words, observe the patterns. If her actions align with accountability, then maybe she deserves another chance. But if she's still playing games, still seeking validation, still unsure, let her go, because you've already won. You see, the real victory isn't getting her back. It's realizing you no longer need her to feel complete. The power of your silence wasn't to make her chase, it was to make you remember your worth. The moment you truly embody that, she will always feel it. Whether she's in your life or watching from a distance, she'll know she can't replace you. Because the man who doesn't chase becomes unforgettable. So when she circles back, hold your ground. Smile, stay composed, stay in control. Let her see what growth looks like. Because when a man stands in his peace, every woman who once doubted him feels the loss. You're not proving a point. You're simply living at a level she can no longer reach. So now I'll ask you, if the woman who left you came back tomorrow, would you respond from your old wounds or from your new strength? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this message hit your soul, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with a man who needs to hear it tonight. There will come a day when she finally sees it, when she scrolls past your picture and something in her chest aches, when she realizes you don't look like the man she left. You look like the man she always wanted, but never believed you'd become. And that's when it hits her, the silent truth that every woman eventually faces. She didn't lose you when she walked away. She lost you when you stopped waiting for her. See, regret doesn't show up at the breakup. It shows up when she sees your peace, when she watches you smiling again, living again, and becoming everything she used to dream about, but without her. It's in those quiet moments that her heart whispers what her pride refused to say. I messed up. But by then, it's too late. You've changed. You've rebuilt yourself from the ground up. The version of you she knew doesn't exist anymore. You're no longer the man who begged, who explained, who chased closure. You're the man who found meaning in his pain, purpose in his silence, and strength in his solitude. And the irony? That's the man she always wanted you to be. The man who no longer revolves around her approval. The man who knows his value without needing validation. And here's what most people don't understand. When a man truly moves on, it's not loud. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's powerful. You stop trying to prove your worth because you already know it. You stop chasing love because you've become it. You stop fighting for people to see your value because your life now shows it. That's the energy that drives her crazy. The realization that the version of you she prayed for finally exists, but belongs to someone else, or worse, to no one but himself. And that's when she'll break in silence. She'll try to reach out again, maybe in disguise, maybe through nostalgia, maybe pretending she's just checking in. But deep down, she knows the truth. She's not coming back to you. She's coming back to the energy you created after her. And that's something she can't replicate, no matter who she dates next. Because what she truly misses isn't just your presence. It's the way she felt when you believed in her before she stopped believing in you. But you've outgrown her memory. You've stepped into a place where peace feels better than her promises, where your purpose matters more than her presence. And when you reach that point, you'll understand something no heartbreak could ever teach you. Sometimes the loss was never punishment, it was preparation. So if she comes back, let her see the man her leaving created. Let her feel the weight of her decision in your calmness, your maturity, your glow. Don't seek revenge. Don't show resentment. Show results. Because nothing shakes the female mind more than a man who rebuilt himself without her. And when she realizes that the love she threw away became the strength that now defines you, she'll know she can't undo it. That's when the regret becomes permanent. Not because you hurt her, but because you healed. Because you found peace in the one place she never looked, within yourself. So remember this, she will come back 100%, but by the time she does, you'll be 100% done needing her. Now tell me this, if she stood in front of you right now, asking for one more chance, would you choose her or choose the man you became without her? Comment your answer below, and if this message touched something deep inside you, hit like, subscribe, and share this video with a man who's rebuilding his strength in silence. Because someday soon, she'll realize she lost more than your love. She lost her only chance to know the man who finally learned to love himself,